Say I want to close this round with an invisible join. Just work the last stitch. I'm going to cut my yarn and open up the loop where you're currently in. So I'm just going to open up this stitch. This thread I'm going to use to make the invisible join. I'm going to hook up this thread on a needle. You can also do everything I'm doing now with the hook. I'll show you in a moment. Hook up your needle to the thread and then go back to your beginning stitches. You see here I have a chain 3 and I have the first double crochet, the first stitch. You're going to skip the chain 3 and go into the first real stitch. You can see that's the actual stitch itself. Go in there with the yarn and pull together. Now I'm going to come back to the last position, to the last stitch, where my yarn is coming from. You see here, you want to go into this stitch. And bring in and pull through. And I'm going to pull it very tight and then open it up a little bit. And what you see happening here is this is the stitch you just made. See this stitch here. And it looks exactly the same as the stitch before and after it. And it's actually this little stitch is now literally on top of the chain 3 that's just below. You see here's the chain 3, so this stitch is now on top of the chain 3. So if you don't want to use your needle to do this, but you would like to do it with the hook, I'm just going to undo everything. So I'm just opening it up again, like so. So you do exactly the same in the sense that you open up the thread, you go into again this is a chain 3, then the stitch just before, or actually just after I should say, pick up your yarn from, you can either do this from the front or the back, it really doesn't make that much difference, and pull through. So now you've got half the stitch made, and exactly it's the same way as before. In this stitch I'm going to go from the back through this loop, pick up and pull through, and again I'm going to pull tight and then just distribute it a little bit. You see here is the stitch you just made on top of the chain 3, and then this thread you can either work away with a needle, or what I usually do is I work over it during the next round and secure it to my work that way. And this way I've shown you how to make an invisible join with either a needle or your crochet hook. And the great thing about this is that you now do not see any telltale joins, especially when working very delicate projects. It's a great way to change colors and end your rounds.